This was the year I moved to a 4-hour time frame, just so that you can see all of the red days here. I couldn't even imagine $100,000 trades. These guys are making stupid amounts of money. Just a lot of things that came into 2023. We've got back-to-back win, 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 profit, profit, 100% win rate, just excellent execution. I knew this was going to be my last month trading. I had students counting on me, looking at every trade I placed. Okay, I still see some red. We ended up... You have waited a very long time for this. You've waited 3 months for this. And I have promised you guys that we would do a full breakdown of my entire year of trading in 2023. And here we are. It's official. We're doing it. It's happening today. Oh my God. It's happening. It took me a little while to finally get all of my data in one place. If you guys have used TradeZella before, it's incredibly intuitive. It will automatically sync with your broker. You don't have to input any trades. The only pushback that I had was when you sync TradeZella with TradeStation, it gives you 6 months of data. So I had to manually import the previous 6 months before that. We've figured it out. We've got January 1st all the way to December 31st. We're going to go through every trade. I'm going to try to remember the emotions that I had, the mistakes that I made going through each one of these months to the best of my ability. For the most part, you guys have hard numbers. Trade expectancy, profit factor, trade win percentage. We got the average win to loss. So everything that you guys want to see about the strategy that I use is here. We got the whole 9 yards. Now, one thing to keep in mind is this was an experimental year with a new time frame. I made the transition from, I guess, officially day trader to swing trader. This was the year 2023. So you'll see the struggles that I had with it, kind of making the transition into it, getting comfortable with it, truly actually staying in the 4-hour time frame. So you'll be able to see everything in this breakdown. But just remember, keep that in mind. The beginning of the year was a little bit tricky getting a handle on the 4-hour time frame. So most of my trading career was in the 5-minute time frame and the 1-hour time frame. This was the year I moved to a 4-hour time frame. Let's go ahead and dive right into the very first month. Okay, let's look at the numbers just for January. So we're looking at the net P&L here. I lost $6,291 in January. What an awful start to the year. What an awful start to swing trading. What an awful start to me sharing my journey on social media that I get to show you guys, wow, I lost $6,000 in January. I didn't trade correctly, and I kept moving from the 4-hour to the 1-hour. I was placing too many trades. I was getting freaked out by holding so long. I would close a loss early. I would take profit at only $178. So you can see I truly struggled with this new time frame. We've got a lot of red here, a lot of red. We've got somehow a win percentage of 20. We've got the average win to loss is 1.38. You guys can see all the stats here, but regardless, we'll just count January as a dudsy. It was an extremely excruciating month. I was wrestling with just trying to stay in the 4-hour time frame. Now let's move to February. Let's go ahead and change our date range from February 1st to February 28th. Okay, we made our loss back. We're in panic mode. I think when you take a big loss like that, especially at the beginning of the year, with all of this excitement and goals, like I went into overtime, and I really went inward. Thank gosh, I made the loss back. That's a start. So we ended February with $8,731, and we got less trades. I'm doing something right. I'm headed in the right direction. We got a few $3,000 trades. We got a $3,000 loss, $1,000 win, $5,000 win. And then you guys can see to the left here, these are all the trades. I had quite the variety of symbols here. I traded oil, the NQ, the YM, gold, and the ES. Wow, I'm gonna be honest, you guys, I don't even remember trading all those indices, but I guess I did. I was experimenting. Maybe I was trying to find my sweet spot with swing trading. But as you can see, oil ended up being my best trade anyways. I made $5,000 in oil. Now we're gonna go from January, February, March. Let's see my improvement for March. March 1st to March 31st. All right, what are we looking at here? Okay, I still see some red. Okay, we made 2,000, so we're making progress here. We're still in the green, and we've got even still less trades. I'm still working on that time frame. I only made 3 trades. I think we can consider ourselves a swing trader at this point. We made 3 trades in the whole month. We are sticking to the 4-hour time frame. And now I remember in March, this is quite exciting. I can see this $10,000 trade. That was my record trade. I came out of the month with only 2,000. So yes, I had a record trade. I remember being excited, talked about it on social media, and then 2,000 at the end of the month. But I remember just being able to hold for $10,000 was such a milestone. 10 grand was exciting. I remember I closed it early, and this was the one where I talked about how my family had convinced me to close it early because they're like, oh my God, you're up 10,000. That's plenty. Take it. And I did. This could have been 20, but it is what it is. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. The fact that I was able to hold for 10,000 was just something to be proud of. We're still in the green. We're still continuing to master that time frame. Now let's go to April. April 1st to April 30th. Ooh, all right. We had another hard month. Another $6,000 loss. We've got, I'd say, still a significant amount of trades. So it looks like maybe I got ahead of myself. Maybe we're looking at only 2 symbols. So I traded gold and I traded oil. Took some significant losses in gold. Gold is where I dwindled that profit down. We took a $4,000 loss in gold on the 27th at the end of the month. My headspace, I can't quite remember in April. I'll be honest with you guys. I think I was in panic mode. I'm sharing, this journey with you guys, and then I have to show another $6,000 loss. I feel like maybe I shut it out. Can't recall my mindset in April, but I can tell it was probably not the best one. Looks like we maybe relapsed a little bit with the higher time frames. Let's go to the next month and see if there was any improvement. So let's go to May 1st to May 31st. All right, so we're on the up and up there. There seems to be a trend here. When I take a hard month, a hard loss month, I seem to just double down and really just turn things on, go inward. So we ended May with a $20,000 profit for the month. So we're in a 4.38 profit factor, 83.33% win percentage. So we're feeling good. We still got a fairly significant amount of trades. They look fairly spaced out, so I would say I probably still stuck to the 4-hour time frame, but maybe I got ahead of myself. Let's see. We only traded 2 symbols, crude oil and gold. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't realize I traded gold so much last year. Crude oil, I made 7,000, lost it. Then I made 5,000 in crude oil. We're done with crude oil for the month. Then I picked back up to gold. I made 2,000, I made 2,000, I made 8,000. I think I remember these last 2 trades, and I'm almost certain I went back to a 1-hour time frame. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's making that transition. I'm just used to that 1 hour and that 5 minute. I've spent most of my entire trading career. We're talking like 5 years, 6 years of just that time frame. And maybe in case you guys are trying to make that transition yourself, just be prepared. You're gonna have a few times where you go back to the lower time frames. But if you can just stay at that higher time frame, you guys will be able to see there is truly only an upward side. There is only benefit to that. I reap the benefits of truly staying in for the swing trading, staying in for the moves. You guys will be able to see that as we kind of walk back through an overview of the entire year as we move on from these month-to-month overviews. But you'll see that kind of net profit and loss. Let's see May, June, before we even move to June. This was the FX Summit. Just so many things. There's so much that plays a role in your trading, and it's cool to kind of go back and be like, oh, I remember the mindset I was in here. Or coming back from a $6,000 loss for the month and then coming back with 20K. All right, I'm sure we're feeling good. We're probably feeling a little cocky. Let's see June 1st to June 30th. All right, we are down $7,000, and we've got a record loss here. We've got a loss of $7,834. I had one great trade right before I went to the FX Summit. I remember this one. It was easy. I made $6,000 right off the bat on the 8th of June. We're feeling good. We're getting ready to go to the summit. I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Right after the summit, I take $11,000 loss followed by a $3,000 loss. Why did I take such a big loss? That was a record loss at the time. And let me kind of break it down. I'm hanging out with a lot of these influencers who have been trading for close to about the same amount of time as I have. And just to see the level that they're at compared to the level that I'm at, I couldn't even imagine $100,000 trades. These guys are making stupid amounts of money. I get to see them on stage. I had the opportunity to moderate and ask some questions of these guys that have been making stupid amounts of money on markets. I got done with the summit and found myself comparing just a little too much. And you can see this is a direct result. I believe I remember I went heavy in this position. This was more of a hope trade. I didn't follow the strategy. There was an exit point where I needed to close it, but I didn't. Just going back and realizing, okay, June I remember was tough. I compared myself to others and I traded based on hope, not the strategy. And that's where it gets you. And it was also the NQ. So now we can see there's at least less instruments that I'm trading. We've got the NQ and we've got CL oil here. So those were the 2 that I traded for June. Let's move on, keep going through the year. We've got July. Let's see what July has to offer. All right, July, yet again. We're back with a $23,000 profit. And we've got another record trade here. On the 12th of July, $21,000. So not only did I, hit another milestone, but I doubled my last one. How freaking cool that, okay, sure, like it would have been cool to make $11,000 profit or a $15,000. Instead, I just completely doubled it. It's very interesting to go back and see the numbers and compare it to the mindset that I was in. I tend to be incredible when it comes to having to work in like panic mode. There was a lot of things that came into play in 2023. I made the transition from day trading to swing trading. I also was much more prominent on social media. So now I am sharing this journey. I'm sharing my trades. I've got everything I'm doing under a microscope. The amount of pressure, it almost broke me. I had never had a massive audience putting a magnifying glass on every single trade I placed. The pressure was on. So every time I ended the month in the red, I had to come back just twice as good. It was a lot of pressure. And I've got people counting on me. I've got people that I'm inspiring. It was hard. Just a lot of things that came into 2023. Now we're in 2024. The pressure is off. I feel like I'm used to social media, picking apart my trades. I'm so much more confident in the 4-hour time frame. 2023 was just a year of experimenting, a year of new things. I'm thankful for all of it. Let's keep going through. We've got a few more months and then we'll just do that quick overview. Let's do August. August is my birth month. Let's see if that shows in my trading. Okay, it does. I kept up that 20,000, so we didn't have to double down and come back harder because I took a loss for the month. We continued that $20,000 month. So now we've got another consecutive $22,000 profit. And 100% win rate absolutely shows that that was my birth month. We are on our A game. We've got 5 trades total for the month. Still a swing trader, still staying in that 4-hour time frame. And we've got back-to-back win, profit, 100% win rate. Excellent execution. Congratulations, Tori. Good job. So we got the very first trade on the 2nd. Right out the bat, we got a $6,000 profit in, it is crude oil. Then we got platinum. This might be the first month that I started getting back into platinum, so August. We've got crude oil and platinum. I only placed one trade in platinum. I was kind of dipping my feet back in to see. I always want to make sure that I have a relationship developed and built with whatever instrument I'm getting ready to trade. So the fact that I was confident enough to place this trade means a lot. We got $6,000 profit, $2,000, $7,000, $4,000, $2,000. So we're just, win after win, we're feeling good, we're hitting it. We're in the time frame, we're in the groove. Let's move to September 30th. Ooh, all right, not good. I think we took another red month. All right, we've got a $16,000 loss for September. I'm trying to, go back and see, was my confidence too high? Did I start coming in too heavy on positions? There's a lot that probably played into my loss in September, but wow. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I shut that one out. I don't remember that. All right, so we've got, on the 1st, we had a nice little $1,000 trade in platinum, feeling good. And then it looks like on the 11th, we took a $4,000 loss in oil. And then we took a $13,000 loss in oil. All right, we had to solidify a loss there. This might have been at the end of one of my accelerators. If I can see how many contracts, let's see if I went in way too heavy in this position. We went short 6 contracts. That's not wild. We'll have to save this one for a breakdown more in depth specifically on this trade because there's a lot that I want to dissect about this. Did I go too heavy? Did I hold this loss too long? Did I trade at all according to the strategy? So this one I want to dissect a lot later. All right, we'll go back and go to the next month. October, I remember, was my next accelerator. Okay, here we go. Back on our A game. I wonder if I didn't have anyone holding me accountable in September. I wonder if I didn't do an accelerator. This was me trying to maybe experiment. It's a fascinating one, but I know for sure. October, I had students counting on me, looking at every trade I placed. Everything had to be done by the book. When I do my accelerators, I can't teach if I just happen to close a trade just because. That's not something that they can replicate. In October, I know everything was done by the book. I came out almost $30,000 total month. I made $26,000 profit on the 2nd, then a $4,000 profit followed by that. So we've got a big month, a lot of great trades here, even some losses by the book. I took a $2,000 loss. That was according to the strategy. So if my students took the same trade, maybe at a smaller position size, they would have taken that loss with me. All of October, it couldn't have been more by the book. Entry, because a trend line either got crossed or is bouncing off of one, and exit was because a safety line was crossed. October, it goes to show this is what an average true month looks like for my strategy. There's no room for trading based on emotions and feeling because I can't teach that. So this was just a direct reflection of, okay, I've got 100 people putting a microscope on every trade and trying to follow and replicate this strategy. There's no way I can just say I closed because I was up X amount. And if we're looking at just October, we've got a 66.67% win rate. We've got a profit factor of 3.20. Trade expectancy is 2,617. Average win to loss is 1.6. We've got an average win dollar amount of 5,000.71 and then an average loss of 3,000.57. And then the total came out dollar amount wise almost 30,000. That was for the month cumulative. And then not too many trades. We've got 5 to 6. We're still in that time frame. There was no way that I went back to the 1 hour because how could I have my entire student or community holding me accountable. I can't say, I'm sorry, I relapsed. I went back to the 1 hour. Absolutely not. I truly stuck to swing trading on this. I stuck to the 4 hour time frame. We're also in October, so I should have a handle on it by now. And it goes to show that I did. Now let's go to November. November, I believe, was the last month I traded. I took December off. So let's take a look. November 1st to 30th. We got a $23,000 month in November. We've got 100% win rate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades. And I do know one of these I closed within the hour. I believe it might have been a news day and I hit my profit target pretty quickly. This one ended up working out pretty well. It was also the NQ. So I traded 2 symbols in November. It was platinum and the NQ. You guys can see I started to get a lot more comfortable with platinum. This month I placed 4 trades in platinum. So the confidence is there. I truly feel like I have developed this relationship with platinum. I felt very comfortable diving right back into it. We're fully trading platinum now. I didn't even place any trades in oil for November. There's not many stats here you can see because the profit factor, every trade was profit. Win percentage is 100%. Net total was 23,000. I'd say good month in November. I knew this was going to be my last month trading, so I don't know if that played a role in the amount of trades that I took, if that played a role in how early I stopped trading. I still had a week left of November and I still took off. So I was truly picky, very picky with these trades because I knew this is going to be the last one of the year. This determines whatever stats I get is going to be put into the pot of my entire year review. So there was a lot of pressure in November, I remember. Let's just double check that I didn't place any trades in December 1st to the 31st. Nada, nothing. Okay. All right, now let's just wrap it all up. Let's do that full overview. How much did I make in 2023? Drum roll. January. Let's look at this guy. This is an entire representation of my 2023. This is the daily net cumulative P&L. The fact that I said cumulative that well is impressing me right now. January 1st to December 31st, we've got this beautiful, literal just climbing up Mount Everest here. You can see I had a tough time at the beginning of the year. We are in the red. We are below sea level here. And then as each month, I'm getting better. I'm holding my winners longer. I'm staying in that time frame longer. We've got this beautiful chart here to where we finally get to that $94,000. Close to 100. I'm sure that was my goal, but I will take 94 all day. Just a beautiful representation. This is exactly how my year went. If you had to just put it all in one little photo, one little graph, this is it. Very rough start to the year. It's a true, beautiful visual representation of consistency and sticking with it and discipline and commitment. Just all of the above right here in this one beautiful little graph. If there is anything else you guys want to see, drop it in the comments. I'm sure I can go through my TradeZella stats and give whatever info you guys need. That was my 2023 year in review, my wrapped for my trading stats, my TradeZella info. That's all I've got. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next time.